What could be a simpler pleasure or a simpler right than just being able to take a photograph at a public place? We live in a wonderful time where everybody has the potential to be creative, to be a photographer. We all have cameras on our phones and free Flickr accounts. We can take pictures in the street and just share them with friends and family. Today is Monday the 16th of February 2009, and it's the day that new laws are introduced under the Prevention of Terrorism Act 2008, Section 76. And these rules affect the way that people are allowed to photograph on the street. And I'll read from the Act. The laws introduced today allow for the arrest and imprisonment of anyone who takes pictures of police officers that are likely to be useful to a person committing or preparing an act of terrorism. Now, one of the problems with this is that how do you determine whether somebody just taking a photograph on the street, and after all we all have cameras and we're all photographers these days, how do you determine who is a terrorist and who isn't a terrorist, who's taking pictures for potentially terrorist activities and who isn't? The effect of this law is to really make all of us with a camera potential terrorist suspects. The National Policing Improvement Agency in the UK has produced a document, sort of guidelines for police officers to refer to when dealing with photographers in a stop and search situation. It's called Practice Advice on Stop and Search in Relation to Terrorism. Now, that says, if officers reasonably suspect that photographs are being taken as part of a hostile terrorist reconnaissance, a search under the Terrorism Act or an arrest should be considered. Now, the problem with this is that the phrase reasonably suspect, I think this is a very open phrase, and it is very open to misinterpretation by law enforcers, and I think it leaves all photographers or anybody using a camera in a public place under suspicion, and I think that state of affairs is wrong. These new rules will have a direct impact on street photographers and news gatherers, anybody who's taking pictures on the street, which is why I'm going today to a protest at New Scotland Yard, where photographers will be gathering to not protest really, but just take photographs in a public place.
You don't know what you're doing. When the police van going across. And it's no other reason than just